What's up, babies? In today's video, we're taking a look at this super unique, super bright light from SHEHDS. This is the 300 watt 3-in-1. I previously did an entire review on this light, which you can check out up here. After thoroughly testing it, I'm very excited to say we finally get to take it out into the wild, where it performed awesomely. Make sure you check out the review before you get into the rest of this video, but make sure you come back and check it out. Stay tuned for some real life applications of the light, a little bit of a mixture of using it with the wolf mix, and then at the end I'm going to come back and tie it all back together. So make sure you stay till the very end, and thanks so much for being here. Hey, what's up, babies? So today we're actually finally testing out the two new movers we got from SHEHDS. So we got those big 300Ws. Look at the bad boys. They're super bright. Of course, the patterns look insane on the ceiling. We're at the Gramercy today, so we got this really cool kind of like fabric dropped ceiling. So Teddy's over here on the wolf mix, and we set things up pretty simply last night, just finding the profile already on the wolf mix. But we're just missing kind of like a blackout button. The blackout's just not working, so we just made a live edit of it just to make it a little easier. But the strobe works, the blinder works. The wolf button doesn't really work, but I've never really been a super big fan of that for like movers ever, because in my opinion, it just goes a little wild. It's perfect for uplights. But yeah, so we just noticing out here in the live that the blackout button was just obviously a little different. And then I guess our one thing is because we use our DMX bugs, there is no physical Edison plug at the back of them. So it's just a matter of, making some changes from it. But I think just like patterns wise, just being able to do everything, it just feels like these are bigger. Like obviously they are physically much bigger lights, but also just being like a bigger wash, being able to prism like this and bigger brightness, and they actually still fit in the same case that I used for my 355Zs. So that's been super helpful, and really just they're bigger units. We keep them a little bit lower, just especially in a space like this, but they kind of just pull it all together. Kind of just pull the whole thing together. Yeah, man, these things are so freaking bright. They like change the color of the room. Teddy's already said how much she likes them over our last lights. So I think just being able to have this big spread, being able to quickly change between things, and of course the wolf mix is super helpful for that, with just getting us quick, easy buttons to change and everything. A whole lot better than Show Express in our experience with this stuff. But yeah, we're going to show some cool stuff throughout the night, and yeah, let me know what your favorite patterns are and stuff like that. I used to feel like real shapes were kind of gaudy, but these hearts almost just kind of like fall into each other, Doesn't even really look like hearts unless you're looking close. And who doesn't like a heart? We're going to get some footage of the night, of course, when they're really moving in action and everything. But yeah, thanks for checking out this video, everybody. It's awesome to be able to bring them out and show you something in real life with the two of them, of course. So shouts to SHEHDS just for giving me the opportunity to do all this. So there's our real life setting of having these 300-watt 3-in-1s out there. I had such a good time. In one video, you can actually hear me say, I love these lights. It was fun to take them out. It was fun to use them in a real life setting and kind of just see sort of like how they worked. It was great to get them out in the real world, this being the first time that we've actually been able to do that with a product review as far as lighting is concerned. That shit is bright as hell, right? So now that the event is over, I wanted to come back into the office and kind of just break it down for a little bit. Number one, these lights are bright as hell, and they definitely have still some unique patterns, some unique gobos, some unique flow of it all that to us is very different than the lights that we've been using in the past, which is exciting. I'm trying to think about this super objectively though, right? Just because it's new to me doesn't mean that it's right, doesn't mean that it's perfect. One thing I can say about these 3-in-1s, and definitely talking to Teddy about it, being that she was the one controlling them the entire time, it's very rewarding to be able to jump from a simple gobo to a full room wash to a full ceiling dressing with lighting. And then to know that you still have really tight beams that you can have bounce around. We don't really use beams too much, but using the wash, using the gobos, using all the effects together, the colors are so vibrant. It is so bright. You can actually tell the footage is dimmed down a lot. Like the darks are really dark. And that's because the lights were really light. It's just so great to see a product that we get to review in the office be so powerful out there in the real world too. But if I'm remaining objective and definitely keeping this a legit review of it all, we started to get worried about one of the lights. It was just kind of like, it didn't seem to be flowing as smooth. So I'm going to fully check these out. I keep looking over here because they're sitting right over here. But so that's something that I'm definitely going to check in a controlled setting. I'm going to try to recreate the entire space as far as like temperature and just time of use. They were running for probably like close to 7 hours total, just remaining on. So maybe that was sort of our fault. But at the end of the day, these things should be able to run for that long. Events are not tightly packed into 60 minutes. So I'm going to really give these like a in-house road test and try and double what we did at the event. That's another kind of piece of information to come. How I share that with you is it has to be seen. But I wanted to get this video out as soon as possible just so that you can get that real world experience, get a little bit of the response, the reaction to it all. Everything I loved about the lights originally remains 100% true. The only thing that we have now is with that real world experience, we now recognize that while we have, this is the plus of it all, we do have that hard switch to turn it on and off, but we did lose that Edison plug on the light. So what we have to do now is sort of just find a way to get another plug up there with the light so that we can run the wireless DMX. Or we start running DMX again the old way, which, no, that's not happening. The alternative that I kind of came up with to having that plug built into the light is to have a custom made cable that'll run PowerCon for the light, and it'll also have an Edison plug for our wireless bug. And then that way we kind of only have to run one thing and just jet it right up. The alternative that I know a lot of people do is have plugs built into their truss, but because we have the collapsible truss, we can't exactly do that. So I'm just kind of trying to brainstorm some ideas currently, and I figure that leaves a lot of space for like a follow-up video for how we solve all these problems. The other issue that we ran into was the lacking control of the blackout. Of course, we found a way while we were there to just run a separate live edit off of the Wolf Mix. And again, this isn't really a problem with the light. This is a problem with its connection with the Wolf Mix. So I just got to spend a little more time making sure that it's programmed perfectly. Granted, that's an issue that I did recognize the night before, so I have yet to solve it. But it's something that can, in my opinion, pretty easily be worked around. So we've got some new pros, we've got some new cons, we've got a lot of stuff to work with. No light is perfect, which is, I think, why we do these reviews and why I appreciate you being here to watch them, because I know for a fact that my man Leo is listening and watching these videos. That's my man Leo from SHEHDS. What's up, Leo? So yeah, the fun of this all is being able to kind of collaborate and come up with something to hopefully make the light better in the future. But at the end of the day, I'm a massive fan of these lights. I think they check a bunch of boxes for us as DJs, packing a lot into a very normal sized package as far as a light. Brightness, beams, wash, gobos, freaking the whole nine. And I didn't have to buy a new case either, which is excellent. So let me know the questions you have about this light. Was there something that you wish you could have seen this do a little more? Is there a workaround that you have for me? Frankly, I'm not the best at programming lights by any means, but, you know, help me out. And once again, huge shout out to SHEHDS just for bringing this opportunity to my desk. And I look forward to our next collaboration. Until then, though, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much.